Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver.
Good morning, Bix Weir, Roota.com. Good morning, Horn of Z's, your sip of chaga, coffee. All right, let's talk silver. How we stand on the manipulation. We're at the end of the month. For deliveries for July, it was a dud. But to me, it's interesting. Remember that 99.9% of all the trades are a handful of banks trading back and forth to each other. It's not a free market. There's not a real market in silver anywhere. So it would stand to reason that 99% of the deliveries are to the same people. Which, if you look at the data coming out of the CFTC, that's exactly what happens. Let's take a look at, see who took delivery and who issued. Issues and stops. Goldman Sachs hasn't done anything since they got called out. They're actually out, as far as I can tell, they're out of the silver market right now. Jeff Curry, remember back in the end of January, beginning of February, the silver squeeze was going on. Jeff Curry and Jeff Christian, two of the individuals that are involved conspirators in the manipulation of silver, came out on all the airways saying, oh, no, there's no silver squeeze. It's going to end badly for all the silver lovers and things like that. They should be tried for their crimes. Jeff Christian especially. I mean, how long is it that they've stuck Jeffrey Christian out there to say there is no manipulation in the price of silver? You can go to YouTube, type in Jeff Christian manipulation, Jeffrey Christian, and just time and time again, gold manipulation talk is simply nonsense. Is the silver market rigged? It's nonsense. Going back to the great silver debate, I was there in Spokane, Washington. Love Bill Murphy. Jeff Christian said the flipping over of contracts into the next month is the reason that the price moves so much at that month. Well, that's illegal manipulation. When futures and options are determining the price of silver, that is manipulation, especially when it's 99% of the trades are done by four traders. Four traders. You want to know who they are? Let's take a look at who they are. Dun, 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 dun. You know, you can figure this stuff out pretty easily. And the CFTC has figured it out many times. They have been told to stand down. Some of them care what they're doing. Most of them are just bought off. And there aren't many. It's like 2 or 3 people at the CFTC that are in charge of this bullshit besides the commissioners. The head of legal and then the head of enforcement. Yeah. Let me tell you, you know there's 2 judges at the CFTC? There's only 2 judges. Back in 2010, there was this guy, Judge George Painter, one of the CFTC judges, that came out with a statement upon he quit. He said, this is ridiculous. Here's an article from the Daily Bell. New developments in the CFTC scandal on September 17th, 2010. 2010, that's how long we've been fighting this shit. CFTC Administrative Law Judge George H. Painter issued a notice and order announcing his retirement from his position. In the notice, Judge Painter wrote of a conspiracy at the highest level of the CFTC within the enforcement division, where a longtime judge of 20 years has been conspiring with past CFTC chairs to rig enforcement law by not finding anyone guilty of market manipulation. Here's Judge Painter's own words. As a matter of fact, let's look at the letter itself. Notice and order from Judge Painter right here. I, the undersigned judge, intend to retire from active service on or about January 18th, 2011. Because I will be on leave much of the time until my retirement, 7 reparation cases are currently on my docket that will need to be reassigned. This is my recommendation as to how those cases should be reassigned. There are 2 administrative law judges at the CFTC, myself and the Honorable Bruce Levine. On Judge Levine's first week on the job nearly 20 years ago, He came into my office and stated that he had promised Wendy Graham, then chairman of the commission, that he would never rule in a complainant's favor. A review of his rulings will confirm that he has fulfilled his vow. Judge Levine, in the cynical guise of enforcing the rules, forces pro se complainants to run a hostile procedural gauntlet until they lose hope and either withdraw their complaint or settle for a pittance, regardless of the merits of the case. In light of these unfortunate facts, I simply announced my intention to retire. The 7 reparation cases on my docket would be reassigned to the other administrative law judge at the commission, Judge Levine. This I cannot do in good conscience. Accordingly, I recommend that the commission request, pursuant to C5930.208 from the Office of Personnel Management, the services of an administrative law judge to be detailed to the commission from an agency such as the SEC or the FERC. That is a crime at the highest levels of the CFTC, revealed by one of the 2 judges at the CFTC. Jeffrey Christian, for the last 30, 40 years, has been screaming, oh, these tinfoil hat people. There's no conspiracy, there's no conspiracy, there's no conspiracy. Who are his clients? Who are Jeffrey Christian's clients? JP Morgan, HSBC, Citibank, and Bank of America. Those are the big 4 right now. Again, back to the derivative numbers. Let's take a look. Quarterly derivatives. Now, they split off gold because they wanted to hide gold in the foreign exchange numbers. This is from the OCC, the Office of Comptroller of Currencies. Do you want to know who these big 4 are that show up every time on the CFTC data, Commitment of Traders report, the Bank Participation report? Who are these 4 traders that take up 90% of the trades on the COMEX? Who are they? Obviously, we know JP Morgan. Of the 64 billion, JP Morgan has over 50% of that trade. Remember, the Hunt brothers only had about 100 million ounces of physical silver and about 110 million ounces in COMEX contracts long back in 1980 when they were stopped for cornering the market. Now we have JP Morgan, according to their own data at the U.S. Office of Comptroller of Currency, with over 50% of all the derivative contracts in silver. They have over 50% of the inventories of silver. They have been told to stand down now. So they no longer make over 50% of the deliveries, but let's take a look. JP Morgan, where's JP Morgan on deliveries? Right there, the biggest ever. JP Morgan's customer. It has basically gone from the house account to the customer account. And who is JP Morgan's biggest customer? Probably now on the silver market, it would be Bank of America, who's leasing physical silver from JP Morgan to cover derivative contracts. So we should be seeing Bank of America up here with silver derivatives, and voila, there they are, Bank of America, $8 billion in silver derivatives. So there's your 4, and the one that isn't really talked about because it's not a U.S. bank is HSBC. We've all known Hong Kong Shanghai Bank was one of the originators of silver manipulation back in the 1850s, causing the Opium Wars. Been on the road Roota long enough, you know this stuff. But there's your 4 right there. JP Morgan, 35 billion. Citibank, 8 billion. Bank of America, 8 billion. HSBC, 11 billion. Now, this is not all silver because they don't split it out. Could be some platinum, palladium. But for the most part, it's silver. That's the one they have to control. And the most amazing thing is other than foreign exchange, all these are centrally cleared. And it used to be that a good chunk of precious metal silver was centrally cleared until JP Morgan was told to stand down by Trump after they rigged the repo markets. Now only 2% of all the silver derivatives are centrally cleared now. It's like nothing. 2%. How do I know this? It's all in this data in the derivative report. Just go check it out. But so there you have your criminals. Right here, right in front of your face. Precious metal criminals. JP Morgan Chase, we knew that one. Citibank, hopefully everybody knows Citibank is knee deep in this stuff. Bank of America, who is leasing physical silver from JP Morgan to continue the con. And HSBC, of course. But they all work for the federal government. Listen to what George Levine said. And it's not just George Levine. How about Bart Chilton confessing to silver manipulation to my buddy Chris Marcus? Bart Chilton said it was a political decision to allow JP Morgan to rig the silver market. And all of us who have been screaming about silver manipulation for all these years are finally being vindicated, but the rig is still going on. That's the amazing thing. This is from Thursday, Zero Hedge. I blank with an F the market around a lot. Merrill Gold Traders Chat exposes how easy it is to manipulate metals market. They did it over and over again. They took pride in their skill to manipulate prices. They took pride in ripping off other traders. They bragged about it. That is how Scott Armstrong, a trial attorney in the U.S. Department of Justice Fraud Division, described two former traders at Bank of America's Merrill Lynch unit charged with manipulating precious metal markets. How many times do we have to hear it? Over and over again. And this goes back to 2010, 2011. We've been screaming it and nobody's been listening. Now people are starting to listen. Buy physical silver, get it in your own possession. According to the government, the pair used spoofing orders in gold and silver markets for years, mostly in 2010, 2011. As Bloomberg's Bree Branham reports, chat logs introduces evidence against Edward Basis and John Pacillo showed the two traders bragging about how easy it is to manipulate prices. Quote, that does show you how easy it is to manipulate prices. My God. Jeffrey Christian owes everybody an apology and belongs in jail because he did it on purpose. Ever since he and Robert Rubin decided at Goldman Sachs to split off CPM Group, Jeffrey Christian, okay, you go over here, you create this thing called CPM Group, a fake analysis company so that we at the bank can rig the gold and silver markets and you can say everything's fine. That happened in the 1980s. And then Robert Rubin went around to all the central banks of the world and the countries of the world and said, let us play gold derivative games with all your gold. And that's what happened. The leasing of gold began. Now it's the leasing of silver, which is a double short for Bank of America. They already owed silver. Now they owe more silver in a silver lease from JP Morgan. We blank the market a lot, Basis said in another message. John Shearer, a senior director, testified Tuesday that orders on CME exchanges must be real and genuine and not fake and ready to be executed. Globex is not a game, Shearer said. The CME is part of the con. These are co-conspirators in the manipulation of the price of silver, including the CFTC judges themselves. George Painter tells you right here in his retirement letter. He has since passed away. God bless him for exposing what we already knew back in 2010 and have been screaming about. I've been screaming about it since the year 2000. My friends at GATA need vindication, if you ask me. How many times do we have to prove silver manipulation? An interesting thing, they went on to cite 7 different articles showing silver manipulation over the past 10, 15 years. And yet Jeffrey Christian still comes on and says, oh no, a bunch of conspiracy theories. Right, Jeff? This is 3 weeks ago. Jeffrey Christian claiming there's no manipulation 3 weeks ago, 3 years ago, 5 months ago, 9 years ago. Jeffrey Christian belongs in jail where they won't allow him to wear that pathetic toupee. Yes, it's mean. I understand that. The guy's an asshole. He is the definition of an asshole. And once you meet him, once you hear him talk about my friends at GATA, about me, about anybody who calls into question the viability of this ridiculous market called the silver market. Jeffrey Christian is bought and paid for by the banks to conspire to rig the silver market. He belongs in jail. DOJ, go get Jeffrey Christian's emails for the past 10 years. You will see exactly what was going on. All right, that's enough of that. Do I expect silver action? Since nobody's expecting silver action in September, yes, I do expect silver action in September. Open interest is large, not huge, large at 111. Again, remember the Jeffrey Christian roll happens. Right before the delivery month, they get to roll it over. Remember, these are banks trading back and forth with each other. 4 of them, for the most part. And it's done with a company called Virtu Financial. Virtu Financial, run by a guy named Vincent Viola, Vinny Viola. High-frequency trader, colludes with the banks to facilitate their trading back and forth. We're going to see another billion-ounce day. Look at this. That's just about a billion ounces that traded on June 17th. We're going to see another one of those coming up in August. I think August is going to be the excitement. Remember, the excitement for the silver squeeze guys was back in, let me see where it is. It was January to February for the March delivery. So we could see a lot of action. And the March delivery was a big one. That's the one that the criminals over at Goldman Sachs got kicked out of the silver market, basically, because they had to deliver, wait for it, right here. They had to deliver 2,900 contracts, almost 15 million ounces, and that was a huge delivery. That's why Jeff Curry had to come on and say, no. The ETFs are shorting, are the shorts on the COMEX. The ETFs that people buy silver think they're putting an ounce of silver into the ETF at BlackRock without any strings, as it says on the prospectus. And Jeffrey Curry says, no. Why did he say that? Because he had to pay up 15 million ounces of physical silver that he didn't have. He had to go find it somewhere. Where did he find it? From the other bullion banks, obviously. So there's 15. Where'd it go? Let's see here. BMO Cap. No, that's not the HSBC. Look at that. HSBC took it. And then we also have B of A Securities, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. It's a shell game going back and forth. And Barclays. Look at that. Tell me why in March, in the customer account, they had 1,010 contracts issued and 1,010 contracts stopped. That is a crime, my friends. That is a crime. This whole thing is a crime. But we'll break free of it. I am always optimistic that people will buy enough physical silver, get it in their own possession. Things like this will be revealed. Bart Chilton confirms silver manipulation. Judge George Painter, a judge with the CFTC. Let me read this. It's so amazingly revealing. There are 2 administrative law judges on the CFTC, myself and Honorable Bruce Levine. On Judge Levine's first week on the job, nearly 20 years ago, that's when I got into the silver market, he came into my office and stated that he had promised Wendy Graham, married to Senator Phil Graham, by the way, then chairwoman of the commission, that he would never rule in a complainant's favor. A review of his rulings for 20 years will confirm that he has fulfilled his vow. Judge Levine, in the cynical guise of enforcing the rules, Wendy Graham was the head of the CFTC, went to Judge Levine and told him, you will never, ever, ever rule against any of the banking cabal for silver manipulation. Is that understood? And he said, yes. That's America. That's what happened to our country. Thank God for Judge Painter. May he rest in peace. All right. Quick look at cryptos. They're showing some life again. Theta's up 55% in the past 7 days. It should have never gone down that low. It should have never gone that high. It's blah, blah, blah. I don't care what the price of Theta is. I know what Theta is in our future. It is the future of the internet. Remember, the World Wide Web came out in 1990, and I blew it. I could have invested in all kinds of companies with friends of mine who are like, Bix, you got to get into the World Wide Web. It's going to be huge. They never worked another day in their lives after like 1994, 1995. That's what we are with Theta. Theta is broadband. It is the only solution to the biggest problem the internet has right now, which is broadband expansion. We cannot move into a high-tech future with our current infrastructure, and there are no plans to sink $1 trillion into broadband infrastructure expansion because it makes no sense. Theta invented a software solution where we all share our broadband, and we are rewarded for it. At some point, every Samsung TV, every Apple device, every computer in the world will have a Theta edge node already preloaded and running in the background. That's the way to fix the problem. If you don't have Theta right now, you need to get it. If you don't have Theta Fuel, you need to get it. If you don't know anything about it, you need to learn. That's our future. Silver is a price suppression of the past for 150 years. It's about to break free. Theta is the future of the internet, the future of technology, the future of NFTs, the future of gaming, future of edge computing, the future of digital rights. Of course, DraftKings and Autograph are going to use Theta. It's the only thing that protects the rights of these stars that are going to be working with them because Theta got a patent on it. A patent to protect the intellectual rights and the digital rights of these superstars that want to get into NFTs. They don't want their brand name sullied. Yes, Theta is going to be the blockchain of choice for anybody in the celebrity world looking to get their NFTs out there. And that's just one thing they do. Theta is going to $5,000, $10,000 a token. And right now, it is at $5. That's 100x from here. No, it's 1,000x. What is it? Ultimately, it will be 1,000x. What could 1,000 times your investment do for your life? A lot for a lot of people. Anyway, I posted the 2 Jenny Moonstone discussions. One is navigating our fake reality. This is stuff we can't talk about on YouTube. These are on the private road to Roota and Theta to save the world. Very important discussions. You'll love them. Go to roadtoRoota.com. If you're not on if you don't get my emails, roadtoRoota.com, you get free emails on the left there, public road updates. And then if you want to subscribe, hit subscribe today. And it's a 1-year subscription for $2.99. And we send you one of these, the coolest silver coins ever made. No, I don't sell them outside. I do give them away at events. When we do events, I'll be giving away, auctioning them for charities and things like that. But otherwise, only through subscription or renewal. And these will end when silver hits $30. I think silver will hit $30 come August, September timeframe. So this little promotion we're running right now will end. So get yours while you can. Get your silver Roota coin and join the private road. This is Bix Weir, road2roota.com. I'll talk to you later.
All right, it's time to have a little fun with our friends on the comics. This song goes out to that big old gigantic naked short out there. You know who you are. It's kind of lonely at the top, ain't it? I thought I heard the people say, pay me my silver now. Tomorrow's another trading day. But pay me my silver now. Watching the comics prices rise. Pay me my silver now. JP Morgan naked shorts the highs. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. CFTC, you better shut it down. Pay me my silver now. There's people rising up in every town. Pay me my silver now. The GATA boys are in the know. Pay me my silver now. Tinfoil hats at the silver show. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. Butler nails you every time you try. Pay me my silver now. The BPS shows how much you lie. Pay me my silver now. The game is done when the silver's gone. Pay me my silver now. Comex metal in the warehouse, none. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. The banking boys melt that witch. Pay me my silver now. Deliver those bars and melt that bitch. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. 'Cause now is the time to free our land. Pay me my silver now. Silver in my pocket, paper in the can. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.